So what are the next steps that an organization can take in terms of protecting cloud access?
Well, I think there are, clearly, solutions that they can implement, very rapidly, and something we are trying to educate, our customers about. Many of the customers already have authentication solutions, but typically to protect, remote users, so for remote access, a very narrow use case. And what many of these customers don't realize is that they can easily expand, from that existing deployment to extend the application or the resources to protect, to protect also access to cloud resources, right? So that's a framework that we've been working on to really allow customers that are already protecting remote access to now protect the access to cloud applications, easily taking advantage, the adaptive authentication to remove user friction. So that exists. In terms of the mindset of customers and how they should approach, the whole problematic of adopting cloud applications and putting the right security perimeter, I think we touched a little bit on it, earlier. What we recommend is really do an assessment, I would say, of all the critical resources, critical data that the company is trying to protect. Because in the end, when we talk about cloud applications, it's very different. If you are using a travel management or a travel agency type application, or you're using ServiceNow, Workday, for ERP type needs, right? The assets have different risk profiles. So doing a proper assessment of the applications, putting the risk profile in front of all these applications, and then deciding as a company what are also the user scenarios that you want to allow. So how do you want to allow your users, whether they are internal or external, to access these applications in different circumstances? And what we provide with Gemalto, with our access management platform, is then the ability to translate these risk profile and user scenarios into actual enforcement policies, leveraging, the access management platform. And these solutions are not, a pipe dream, right? They are existing today. Yeah.
Yeah. From my perspective, I think one of the biggest areas is not only carrying out that assessment, but it's also the extracting the value. And I don't think this is purely to IAM. I think it's an awful lot of the security solutions that we see deployed, is ensuring that you extract the value of that solution over time. What we see is the assessment being done, the deployment being put in place, and fairly rapidly a degradation of the process that's applied, which means that the value extracted from the solution investment is not being taken on by the business, and it slowly falls away. So the not only do you not see the financial return on that, but the security levels aren't what they should be. You start getting end user implications on not being able to access what they should do, or people being able to access far more than they should do, because it's not being looked after in the right way. Organizations sometimes don't have the right specialisms in-house or can't retain the right specialists. At MTI, we deliver managed services for these solutions just to make sure that organizations can not only deploy the solutions up front, but they're managed correctly over time, because it's not only about the technology, it's about the people and process. So we integrate well with those customers to make sure that we manage it and extract that value. And that's, for me, that's a really critical point. We see it way too often in making sure that that value is extracted over time. And that's where MTI bring our managed services to bear to ensure customers do realize that value.
Okay, great. Well, it's clear that with the combination of things here, there's a rise in kind of how critical the data is that's being stored in cloud apps. There's a rise in cloud apps being used, and there's also a rise in data breaches. So clearly, with all these three things combined, there's an importance for IAM and a varied use of different types of security solutions to protect the enterprise. So thanks a lot, Lee and Francois, for your time today. I think it was a really interesting discussion, and until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure.